What's good? It's your boy Fanon doing an impromptu. Wait for some people to come into the chat. I hope all is well. Just reading this, catching up on this news, this heavyweight division, and this nonsense coming out of the mouth of some of these guys, man. God dog, man. Listening to the channels that man, it's like, hey, I guess during the Civil War, there are people who lived in the North and people who lived in the South. And, once it kicked off, there's just no coming back from it. And I got to tell you, man, there's some people out there, man, I respect that there's just no coming back from it. I don't understand how these cats think, man. I don't understand how these cats think. What's good, man? We got, okay, cool. We got people coming in. I didn't see people for a minute. Patrick Pennershot, what's good, man? B Mac, what's going on? Lloyd Lawrence, what's good, man? Reginald Thompson, what's good? What's up, Demetric? How you feeling, man? Ronald Finkley, my man, what's going on? Say we lit, boom, 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 bomb. What's up? Salute. That's what's good. Hey, the expert genius, what's good, my man? I'm glad I did this afternoon stream, man. So I get a weekend stream, so I get to catch up with you. Cornelius Hiddlejohn, what's good with you? He said, Fernanda Don, what's going on? Wrench Gang reporting for duty. That's what's up. Matt Wade, much love in the super chat. Hey, man, I just did a video, and I realized I'm going to put it up later, but it's a complete and utter rant. Shit dissolved into a rant. I try not to rant in the videos, man, but I couldn't help it because I didn't make videos over the last couple of days. What's going on, Melvin Wright? I didn't make videos over the last couple of days about what was said by about Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn and Anthony Joshua. What's going on, Anthony Griffin? Much love in the super chat, man. Ron Finkel, man, I appreciate you. Say respect your brilliant platform. Thank you, sir. But, man, I just couldn't do it, man, because I listened to these dudes talk. And I'm like, do you fucking understand? Excuse me. Do you understand that these dudes, Barry Hearn just straight up said that he would wanted to milk this for 2 years? Because, now, this is a $70 to $80 million fight right now. But if you milk it for 2 years, it could be 250, 300 million. So, like, man, we could triple how much money we milk out of these fools if we just wait for the fight, to go past its prime. I'm like, God, dog, man, you got fucking moron ass Anthony Joshua who's clearly listening to these guys. Tyson Fury's just trying to make money. He's just trying to make money. Oh, he's such a, like, who the fuck does this dude think he is, man? Like, oh, he's so beneath me, fighting Deontay Wilder for money, and he's just going to talk rubbish and try to make money. I'm so above making money. The fuck are you talking? Why at the same time you waiting to milk cats for 4 times more money by holding the shit off for everybody, man? God, dog, man. And and these people believe this crap, man. And then spread it as if it's a good, as if it's a positive thing. Hey, man, God, dog, man. Just stop, milk. Stop it. This dude is the worst heavyweight. And I'm not even talking about what's happening in the ring. Outside of the ring, Anthony Joshua is the worst heavyweight champion I have ever seen, I've ever heard of. I don't think there's since Jack Dempsey refused to fight black fighters, I have not even heard of a worse heavyweight champion than Anthony Joshua. With his primping and posturing, and dude, there's only 2 other heavyweight champions that there are out there to fight. But you want to assign, and then I'm looping all these cats into the same bucket. You got Sky Sports trying to cash dispersions on the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight by questioning whether or not Tyson Fury has his Nevada state license yet. And then when Frank Warren came out and was like, hold on, man, hold on. This is ridiculous because Billy Joe Saunders doesn't have his Boston license yet. You still promoting the fight. Povetkin's not cleared by a local commissioner box, but you're still promoting the fight. They haven't even figured out whether the fight for sure is going to be in Nevada or Nevada or New York. So if they haven't decided that, why would they apply for the license ahead of time? But most importantly, why would you even come out saying that unless you're just trying to And I've actually heard people say it. There's been people that have come to my channel that have said, oh, is this fight's going to happen? I haven't heard whether this fight's going to happen or not. What's good, Melvin Wright? Much love in the super chat. Appreciate that. So not only are you not taking the fight, you're crapping on another fight that's taking place. So it's one thing for him to be a bitch and not take the fight and claim, oh, I'm just so far above. I'm not selling my soul for $50 million. It's one thing for you to do that prima donna act, but there's another thing for you to throw crap on the other two dudes who are trying to make it happen. So one thing is like, oh, he just wants that. He's just trying to make money. But then talk about Deontay Wilder like, oh, he's unrealistic. He wants too much money. But then when he offers him more money, then, oh, it's not about the money. He's a fraud, man. This dude's a fraud. And back to what I was talking about, man, I'm going to go back to the comment section. So, hey, man, Bracy1, much love in the super chat. Melvin Wright, much love in the super chat. Appreciate you, man. I'm just going to go in a little while, man, because these dudes are driving me nuts. I went to this boxing channel that I used to go to all the time out of the UK. But once this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua stuff started happening, this dude went completely fucking bananas. Turned his channel off, right? Because he couldn't take what people had to say about it. And now I listen to him. He comes back and I don't comment on his channel, but I'm listening to him. And he talks about comparing Alexander Povetkin to Luis Ortiz. And starts going off into all the people Alexander Povetkin fought and all the people that Luis Ortiz fought and trying to dissect their resume and basing whether or not Deontay Wilder's fight versus Deontay Wilder's fight versus Luis Ortiz was as good a fight as Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin's would be, based on who the people were that Alexander Povetkin fought and who the people were that Luis Ortiz fought. And my first thought was, are you a fucking idiot? Nobody wants to fight Luis Ortiz. That's the whole principle of blackballing somebody. The guy's a good fighter and nobody will fight him. You have to force people to fight Luis Ortiz. Alexander Povetkin can get the fights because Alexander Povetkin has a promoter that's a billionaire that is paying people to fight him. So they're willing to take the risk because they're getting good paydays. And you ever think maybe the people want to fight won't fight Luis Ortiz because they don't think that he can win? That's like saying, what would have happened? See, fucking morons like this are the reasons why guys who could be great champions and known, you never know who they are. Like, what would have happened if Floyd Patterson would have never fought Sonny Liston? Then we'd be sitting there talking about who's Sonny Liston, and then say Sonny Liston never gets a championship. Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston as a contender and not a champion. And all of a sudden it's, well, who is Sonny Liston? Sonny Liston has never done anything. He's never had a title shot. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Luis Ortiz, you can look, these dumb motherfuckers like this don't even want to look and see, well, what happens in the ring? What does the guy look like in the ring? I can see what Luis Ortiz can do in the ring. And the reason he's not getting these other fights is because these guys won't fight him. Same thing with Deontay Wilder. The reason why Charles Martin, you want to give Anthony Joshua credit for fighting what the fuck is Charles Martin? Charles Martin got paid more money to fight a guy that he thought he could beat for less money for a guy that would have knocked him through the fucking ropes. And he knew it. Who would fight? So, Anthony Joshua gets credit because it was a better business opportunity and a safer fight for Charles Martin. Same thing for Vladimir Klitschko. Well, he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Well, Shelly Finkel said we don't need to rush Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder into fighting Vladimir Klitschko. The whole time not realizing that Shelly Finkel is Vladimir Klitschko's manager. And maybe Vladimir Glassjaw Klitschko knew that he didn't want to get hit by Deontay Wilder because he didn't know where the angles were coming from. And he could have very well easily suffered a fucking Layman Brewster, Corey Spinks type of loss to Deontay Wilder. But you don't want to look inside the ring and see what happens in the ring. But you excuse this dude for ducking. I'm just saying, hey man, maybe the dude doesn't think maybe they didn't think he could win. Anyway, man, this shit is fucking ridiculous, man. I had to go in a little bit today. What's going on, Anthony Johnson? He said, man, I've been dealing with AJ fanboys for last week, nonstop, same arguments. Exactly. And they say the same thing. Well, let's dissect Deontay Wilder's resume. Who has he fought in 40 fights? Acting as if winning 40 fights is a negative. Anthony Joshua hasn't won 40 fights. He hasn't have half the experience. The fact that the dude took 40 fights tells you that he's been in the ring, he's experienced. He has almost twice as many fights as Anthony Joshua. He's got damn near, not quite twice, but he got 15 more fights than 15. He might, 12 more fights than Tyson Fury does. He's a busy fighter. But hey, anything to take away from the dude, but you skip out on the fact that, all right, you assume that you're making the case that Deontay Wilder is some bum. That's just a further indictment of Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua won't fight a bum. Who's worse, the guy that's a bum or the guy that's scared to fight a bum? The dude has completely humiliated himself, dude. This cat is the worst heavyweight champion in his, as far as being a champion. I'm not talking about somebody that can fight. Clearly the guy can box. But as far as being somebody that's willing to take a challenge, that's willing to take a risk, somebody that you can be excited about seeing, this dude is completely burned all fucking appreciation that many, many boxing fans have for him because of his obvious attempt to milk me and you for money. But then, while he's steady milking people for money, being big enough a hypocrite to point a finger at doing the same thing, accusing them of doing the same thing that he's obviously doing. Dude is ridiculous, man. Architect one, salute to Fanon in the chat. AJ's my man Brandon Thomas said AJ's a fearful guy. I don't care who disagrees. Obviously he is, man. Obviously it is. And I was listening. What's going on, CB Sports TV? I'm trying to tell you, this dude I don't care what he does in the ring. There hasn't been anybody that's behaved like this. Nobody. Let's go through the heavyweight champions since 1960. Did Ingemar Johansson behave like this? No. Did Floyd Patterson behave like this? He behaved the exact opposite manner. He took on a dangerous fight against somebody that nobody wanted him to fight, that he didn't think he could win, that anybody with common sense knew he couldn't win, and he still took the fight twice. He didn't have to fight Sonny Liston. He could have just said everything, easily could have said and done everything that this bitch ass dude over there in the UK is doing. He could have easily done that to Sonny Liston. Well, no, he doesn't have the moral. He doesn't have the moral. What did he call it? He doesn't have the moral constitution to be the heavyweight champion. Look at how, he's just a thug. He's old. He's never fought anybody. He's never won a championship. Who is this guy? No. What the dude said is, look, he's the number one contender. And since he's the number one contender, I'm going to fight him. And here's the funny thing. If there was one heavyweight champion, the longest reigning heavyweight champion is Deontay Wilder. The longest reigning heavyweight champion is Deontay Wilder. The rest of these dudes, and the lineal champ, if he beats Tyson Fury and squashes the question about who the lineal champion is, then from a historical perspective, Anthony Joshua is a contender. Right now, they're all contenders because none of those guys have won all of the belts. But to listen to Eddie Hearn, well, I don't know if this fight's not going to happen. Oh, and if it does happen, it's got to do 1 million pay-per-views. in the US in order for Deontay Wilder to be 50-50. What the fuck are you talking about? You guys are domestic fighters. Anthony Joshua is a domestic fighter. He ain't leaving the UK. Ain't intending on leaving the UK. Ain't never sold a pay-per-view ticket outside of the UK. And everything's on pay-per-view in the UK. Everything is pay-per-view in the UK. The first fight that I've heard of this year not being pay-per-view is Kubrat Pula versus Huey Fury. Other than that, it's all pay-per-view. And the numbers are blown up. And I guarantee, and they still ain't sold out for this fight. And this fight is 2 weeks away, man. Anyway, cats are irritating me this morning. Michael Johnson, man, he said, which one is gay, the one taking the pumps, AJ, or the one giving the pumps, Eddie? Both. You give them or take them, it's what you are. But hey, man, they're just, dude's crook, man. And Anthony Joshua's just a fraud. He's a fraud. The dude's probably always known he's a fraud. And the funny thing is that eventually this dude's going to lose. And, they just want to make sure that it's not, that it happens after they milk him dry. How do you pass up on $80 million guaranteed money? $80 million guaranteed money. And you passed it up to get $100 million over 3 years. You're stupid. On your face, you're stupid. Anyway, man, I know I'm going in a little bit today, man, but it's just, man, I was listening to Blood Boxing got me going a little bit, man, because he's talking about these cats not fighting. But it's just ridiculous, man. Valder Chris said AJ needs to fight in Nigeria. They support him heavy. He's not going to fight in Nigeria. He ain't going anywhere near Nigeria. Because they might... civil and a contract, big money. I do contracts. So it's definitely I'm a contract corporate, pretty much. J1 Pro said, if I was Wilder, I would never, ever, ever, ever fight AJ. If he gets $100 million, if they do $1 million pay-per-view, what's good, Fanon? What's going on, Fanon? What's good, Ali Voso? Look, man, if he does $100 million, if they do $1 million pay-per-views or 750,000 pay-per-views, he doesn't need Anthony Joshua. And I just hope he gets $1 million, and I hope Alexander Povetkin knocks out him. But dude, looking like the way that Alexander Povetkin got beat up by Daniel Dubois, come on, man. The Wonderful Life of Bob J. Nigeria support AJ bleaching his skin. Oh man, they be bleaching their skin over there, man. But I don't know, man. I heard what Blood said about that, and I looked at the video. I thought that might have been the lighting. Because he definitely looked just real chalky. But, whatever, man. That dude is just, I don't care what he does, man. Because these fans have turned me off against him, man. Dark Truth said, Fanon, get him. Hey, man, these dudes are bugging. These dudes seriously sit in there. I listened to this conversation where they're going through people keep trying to draw me into conversations about who Deontay Wilder has fought. It's like, what? Man, look, I listened to it. I'm going to demonstrate what I'm talking about. I was listening to a live stream, right, where there was a boxer. It's an LDBC channel where a boxer was debating a fitness trainer, right? And I'm listening to this conversation go, and I realized that the only thing that the boxer's doing is insulting the fitness trainer and not answering the question. The whole conversation was him every time the guy says something, the boxer just insulted him. Oh, are you a boxer? You don't know shit then. Get this dude out of here. He don't know shit. You don't know anything. I know you don't know boxing. You don't know. Dude, are you going to do what the guy is asking you to do or not do it? Yes or no, dude? So I'm listening to the whole thing like, are you kidding me? But then I listened to a different version of the same thing, man. That's exactly, Brandon. I'm like, that's all he did is insult the guy. It was one insult after another. Never answering the question, just insulting people. Like, what the fuck does it have? What's the difference does it make whether or not I'm a professional boxer or not? To the answer to your answer to my question. Will you or will you not do this? Well, do you know boxing? What does that have to do with whether or not you will or will not do what I'm asking you? They trying to talk now. Oh my God. What's that you talking about, Ron Finkel? I'm sorry, man. It just be killing me, man. Yeah, you heard that? I'm like, what the fuck? What? Dude, I was like, what is that, dog? I mean, I ain't gonna say cats' names, man, but I was like, dude, that offered nothing. That was just, if you ask me a question I don't want to answer, I'm just gonna call you a name. Loud and talk over you. I was like, what a worthless conversation, man. By the way, boxing trainers are wrong all the time, man. Wrong all the time. It's an opinion. You might have an educated opinion, but it's just an opinion. You say, get on my damn nerve. I mean, I'm serious, man. I don't understand. I don't understand how man, I went to that shit. I watched that shit one time. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. This is all about calling somebody a dumbass. Live from the smokehouse. What's good, fellas? What's going on all the way, Brezzo? But I didn't mean to belabor that point. I just thought the same thing on the other side about people that want to go through people's resume, go through every person that a person ever fought. What's good, 78 Sports TV? How you feeling, man? Dude, Deontay Wilder won all those fights. He won all of them. All of them. So what point do you have? He won all of them. By pointing out that, for some reason, believing that a cat can't win, that a guy can get a heavyweight championship belt without fighting a top 10 opponent, which isn't possible. Even if you did believe that, he beat them all. So the question is, it doesn't matter what the resumes were of the people that he knocked out. He knocked them out. He won. It's not like it didn't go to the decision. It wasn't a questionable decision. He knocked them out. Who cares? At the end of the fight, they were on their back. Or they were standing up dizzy with a referee waving their hand off. What difference does it make? Valda Chris says, for now, what do you think about that Danny Du Bois Spawn massacre? Hey, man, it tells me that, I don't know. I can't say it really means anything to me. I already think it's a crap fight. I think it's a crap. It just further tells me that's a crap fight that nobody wanted to see, nobody asked for, that they're shoving down the throats of pay-per-view customers in the UK and trying to bait people into buying the zone over here. It's a fight that I didn't care about before I heard about Daniel Dubois beating him up, and it's a fight I don't care about now. Nobody wanted the fight. That is a fight that they decided that they were going to shove down the throats of boxing fans and make them pay for it. I'm just trying to tell you, I feel the same way I felt about it beforehand. I've never been high on Alexander Povetkin. The dude is a 3-time drug cheat. And if they put him on some serious testing, dude, I don't even want to talk about that. I'll talk about it, not like I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to answer your question. But dude, that shit is a who cares fight. We know what the outcome is going to be. Anthony Joshua's going to win. Even if that means they got to pick him up off the canvas, give him a 30 count, tie Alexander Povetkin's hands behind his head, and do a 10-point point deduction for daring to hit him. It's a phony situation. It's a fraud over there, man. Dinar Reed, for now, UK fans don't want that fight either. No, exactly. It's a fraud. It is a fraud. It's a fake. It is just how many different what's another synonym for fraud? It's a lie. The whole thing, their whole thing. There's not one area that you cannot find related to those cats over there that do not have some degree of phony behind it. From the ticket sales. Oh, we sold out 100,000 tickets in 3 seconds. Well, what happened this time? They changed the law, and all of a sudden it doesn't sell out, and tickets been on sale a month and a half, and it still hasn't sold out. So there's the fake. There's a fake one. Then what's going on, JMJ 2121? Then they say, oh, we did 1.5 million pay-per-view buys for Vladimir Klitschko. But Sky Sports said that McGregor versus Mayweather broke the record. How are you now telling me that Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam, Alexander Pavek, Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker, and Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko all outsold Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor? It can't be true. Then you see a knockout on his record. I knew it was, smoke and mirrors. I knew it was crap when they stopped that fight with Carlos Takam. There was no way in the world that fight for Carlos Takam should have been stopped. He was not in any danger. He got buzzed. And you see what happened to Carlos Takam when he fought Derek Chisora. He got straight knocked out. Carlos Takam Anthony Joshua didn't perform as well against Carlos Takam as Derek Chisora did. Derek Chisora really knocked him out. They stopped that because he took a punch. And then you got Joseph Parker, where you got every time the guy gets anywhere near him, the referee breaks it up. You got Anthony Joshua taking his own timeouts. You got Anthony Joshua passing up on $80 million that comes to the United States. Oh, I'll give me $50 million and I'll sign the contract. He gives him $50 million, no signing the contract. Then, we'll sign whatever kind of crap deal you give us because we're going to go over there and knock you out and be over with it. Then all of a sudden, the WBA comes in with a 24-hour deadline that eventually turns in not to be a 24-hour deadline and somehow takes another 3 weeks to sign. It's a fraud, man. The whole thing is a fraud. Say, Takam still bobbing and weaving when they stopped the Anthony Joshua. Come on, man. That was not a knockout. That was not a knockout. Marcus Johnson said Anthony Joshua was a damn spectacle. And while the WBA, man, the WBA when they stripped Guillermo Rigondeaux of his 122-pound belt for losing a fight at 130 pounds, you know something's crazy with them dudes, man. But it is what it is, man. I just wanted to flip out on these cats real quick, man, because when I saw this nonsense, I just listened to these cats talk, and it's so, like, I'm not going to debate with cats on their channel because it's a waste of time. Danal House said, I'm a Nigerian, but I don't support fake people. AJ is just scared of Wilder. He was just supposed to be honest from the start and say he is not ready for Wilder instead of sending rubbish contract. Denard Reed says, scroll up. Absolutely, man. I agree 100%. Denard Reed says, scroll up. Denard Reed in the blue. Ooh, let me not go too far. JMJ, appreciate that. Them fans is lighting them up on Instagram. He's a fraud, man. People are going to see that. Denard, they're going to see it. It's so blatant. I don't think I've seen a phonier fighter. My man came up with synonyms for fake, phony, false, bootlegged, knockoff. Oh, Melvin Wright, please comment on this. Why is every fighter that Wilder fights a ranked opponent? Yet when he knocks him out, his opponents are considered bums. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, Melvin Wright. He's a bum. They're bums because they fought Wilder. See, Wilder is such a bum that the only people that he could knock out are bums. So since they're bums, Deontay Wilder only fought bums. You see? Never mind the fact that, like, for example, Eric Molina is a bum when he lost to Deontay Wilder. And since Anthony Joshua fought Eric Molina, who's a bum, then Deontay Wilder fought Eric Molina, who's a bum. And the reason Eric Molina was a bum was because he fought Deontay Wilder. Then Deontay Wilder only fights bums. And it goes in a nice little circle. You're a bum because you fought Deontay Wilder. And since Deontay Wilder fought you, Deontay Wilder only fights bums. Right? The criteria for being a bum is that you fought Deontay Wilder. Unless That same person fought Anthony Joshua. In that case, that person was a ranked fighter who was a world-class boxer that Anthony Joshua beat. Because Anthony Joshua doesn't fight bums. Every fighter that Anthony Joshua fights is a good fighter. And he was a good fighter because he fought Anthony Joshua. Right in that little logic. And if they want to, they can always prove it because they can go to the record of the person and go look at that person's first 10 fights, and the people in their first 10 fights all had losing records. You realize there ain't damn near anybody but maybe Vasily Lomachenko who didn't turn pro till he's 25 that you can't, if they turn pro in the traditional way, they're going to have guys at the first 10, 15 fights that have losing records because that's what you do to develop a fighter in the pros, which, by the way, goes back to that fallacious argument that was made on that other live stream, because there are plenty of examples of boxers who have 15 years of experience and will get their ass whooped by a guy with no professional fights. Because the guy with no professional fights, because that guy's a journeyman and the other guy is a future world-class fighter. It happens all of the time. Anyway, sorry, man. Bracy, salute to talk. Bracy One, my man, says, solid boxing talk, great channel. I appreciate you, man. I'm going in a little bit today, man. Cali Enigma, the real Cali Enigma. What's good, man? DAZN USA just tweeted about its stupid app, and it got less than 20 tweets. Oh, they got less than 20 shares? Ain't nobody buying that. And I'm not even a college football fan. I just, out of just protest, go ahead and watch. Who's playing? Alabama playing? Texas is playing. Notre Dame is playing. Pacquiao's first 40 fights were bums in the Philippines. Exactly. That's what happens, man. You fight people, you get experience, you move forward. But they're going to dissect all of those guys in the beginning. They would never. Come on, man. Anyway, man. Tim Cross, Loma ain't going to fight Tank, though. Not anytime soon. Frank Warren is exposing the ticket sales on that fight. Keep exposing Frank Warren. We love it. Oh, yeah, man. Frank Warren busted out. I love that, man. He went into like a detailed thing about that time that I saw. Has he been doing it lately, Denard? And by the way, man, I meant to say, man, shout out to in the super chat to my man, Cali Enigma and Bracy One, man. Much love is much appreciated, man. We're going to make it work. I'm going to go on some live streams later today. I definitely tipped the hat from the channel to my man Blood Boxing earlier today. So y'all know, thank you for indirectly donating to Blood Boxing's channel. One of the best channels on YouTube. Definitely deserves more subscribers and a lot more love for the honesty that they do kicks. Lawrence RB said, Fanana, Fury gets 50 million from Wilder fight, win or lose. What will be the narrative? Look, man, the narrative from who? The narrative from Anthony Joshua is that they look terrible in the fight. That's another thing. Oh, and he looked terrible in the fight. See, even if it's a good win against a good opponent, then he looked terrible in the fight. It was boring. The fight was boring. Trust me, there's no end. There's no end to the bullshit somebody will pull out there, dude, if they want to crap on the fight. Even though you can say the same thing against Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam do look crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? Carlos Takam looked crazy. I mean, Anthony Joshua didn't look good against Carlos Takam. Anthony Joshua didn't look good against Joseph Parker. In my fight, he has not looked good. Yeah, he ain't looked good since Vladimir Klitschko. And then he got off his ass. The thing that looked good about Vladimir Klitschko is what happened after that he got up and got the knockout. But for the first, 4 or 5 rounds against Vladimir Klitschko, he looked like shit. He was losing that fight to Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko was walking up, starting around with punching with a right hand, dead jab, straight right hand, dead in the middle of his face, and was losing. And then Anthony Joshua just bum rushed him. Anthony Joshua bum rushed him, started letting his hands go, knocked the dude out, knocked him down. Couldn't finish him off, got knocked down. Then got back up and won the fight against a guy that ain't fought in 2 years, coming off of a loss. Legendary fighter, clearly. Hall of Fame fighter, definitely. But he hadn't won a fight in what, 2.5 years? He hadn't won a fight since Brian Jennings. And he didn't look that good against Brian Jennings either. But, you know, it's not a bad performance in that case. Because why? Because it was Anthony Joshua. Since it was Anthony Joshua, it's a good performance. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder can knock a dude's head till it rotates around on his shoulders 4 times. But you're supposed to do that. It's just a bum. No credit deserved. Kennedy Linder said 42-year-old inactive Klitschko. I mean, it's just, you know, KF Harris in the building, man. What's good, man? I appreciate you, man. Much love in the super chat. Thank you, sir. Patty Hearn is running a WWE circuit over there. He is. And then they're all fighting each other. They got like 4 dudes all fighting each other. You had, when that last card was there, who was it? Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, Carl Stakam. I need to check something real quick. See if this name is on here. Because I don't remember if Anthony Joshua fought Derek Chisora or not. No, Dillian White fought Derek Chisora. Okay, so he didn't fight Derek Chisora. Okay, but other than that, everybody fought each other. Anthony Joshua had already fought in Carl Stakam. He had fought in Dillian White. He had fought Joseph Parker. Dillian White had fought Derek Chisora. Carl Stakam, I don't know, So it's like all this little circle jerk. And now, of course, you know who Dillian White, you know who Anthony Joshua is going to fight next. He's going to fight one of those guys that fought on that card. More than likely, it's going to be Dillian White. That's just, I mean, that's what they do. And they're going to try to do that and stretch it out for 2 more years. Ralph, exactly. AJ bum rushed him. The way Vlad lost is the way he has always lost. The moment you make Vlad uncomfortable, he never finds a way out. Yeah, it's pretty much what he did. He bum rushed him. And then when he got his energy back, Ortiz was the boogeyman. Of course he was. But see, he didn't get to fight any of those guys, so he's a bum too, because he never fought anybody. You can look the dude in the ring, see what he's doing in the ring. See this cat is knocking a whole bunch of cats out. He went the distance once. Oh, he didn't look good. He didn't look good. So we can write him off. Michael Johnson in the building. What's good, man? Much love in the super chat. He said, I interviewed my old lady on a video about AJ, and she even thinks he's a punani. Yeah, man. And we need to just continue to hey, I'm just going to keep saying it, man. I don't care. I started getting bugged a little bit about, I was like, yeah, I keep doing videos on this subject or whatever. But then I was reminded earlier, what's going on, Ancestral Rays, that this is the heavyweight division, man. This is the division in boxing that when it's biggest, when it's best, it's bigger than every. Boxing becomes the biggest sport in boxing when the heavyweight division is on and popping. That's boxing ain't dying. We got people holding the heavyweight division. We got people holding the heavyweight division kidnapped. Got to hold them. Got them holding the heavyweight division hostage. Split up the belts into 4. Got one dude over there acting like a panty waist, man. Jeff, the producer for Nine to Don, what's good? I'm chilling. I'm just going off a little bit this morning, man. I needed to let loose of some ancestral rage, like my man's name says. Hearns signed Ortiz to keep him away from AJ. Yep, and he wants to sign him again. He wants to sign Deontay Wilder. He wants to control. I just control everybody. I'll make money off of everybody. It's a win-win situation for him, you know, and he keep on rolling with it. But at the same time, man, back to the point. Oh, Decane Dib said AJ protects his logic. You're a bum because everyone's scared to fight you. Yeah, that's what it is. You're a bum because nobody will fight you. You never fought anybody. Oh, I hope you got a good grade. Use my video in the economics project. That's what's up. Sometimes you got to do that shit for 9. Yeah, man, you got to let it out, man, because I'll go back to being polite tomorrow, man. But come on, man. I just listening to these cats. One dude is like, you're not right because you can insult somebody faster than somebody else can insult you. That doesn't mean you're right. Okay? And you can have more experience in something than somebody else. That still doesn't mean you're right. I'm not a mathematician, but I know 2 + 2 is 4. There is not a mathematician in the world that's better at me than figuring out what 2 + 2 is. I know 2 + 2 is 4. I do not need a PhD in mathematics to tell you that. I know damn well that Amir Khan is not on Errol Spence Jr.'s level. I do not need to be a 10-year professional boxer to see that. He will beat the dog shit out of Amir Khan. And I don't have to be a boxer to see it. I know that the reason Luis Ortiz has not fought these guys is because they did not want to fight him. I do not have to be a promoter to see that. You see it enough times happen over and over again, and making using the fact that somebody has been blackballed to discredit them is an absolute shame. It's an absolute shame. Hell no, Amir Khan won't fight Errol Spence. Man, Amir Khan will get, man, please. Amir Khan will get his ass busted up. Fanon, thinking with logic goes over people's heads. Man, it's like, what do I need? Dude, here's the thing, man. You don't have to. If you're right, you are right. People, the most expert person in the world with the most experience in any particular area get stuff wrong. If that was the case, then we wouldn't need boxing. Because boxers, every time there's an upset, experts get it wrong. Half of the boxers that you hear predicting fights, if you hear 10 boxers predict a fight one way, unless it's just some crazy blowout, no match type of thing, half of them are wrong. Otherwise, they could all go gambling. Just get yourself $10 and keep gambling. You'll never be wrong. You ever lost a boxing match? You ever lost a bet on a boxing match? Of course you have. Because you don't know every damn thing. Amir Khan will get knocked into the next mattress firm commercial. As I said, experts have to be replaced by retired fighters. Yeah, even retired fighters get it wrong, no? Get the outcome of fights wrong. Just what it is, man. Nobody's perfect, man. And if everybody's got their opinion, man. You might have a little bit more of an educated opinion than somebody else, but that doesn't mean you can just say, "Well, look, I have more experience than you do, so therefore I'm right and you're wrong." You still need to be able to defend what you're saying. You still need to be able to justify it. All you get to do with the more experience that you have is use that experience to help you justify what you think. But you still got to justify what you think. You can't be like, "Oh, I'm the president of the United States. That makes me right." Well, why are you right? Because I'm the president of the United States. Have you ever been the president before? I'm the president. Have you ever been the president before? Well, no, I've never been the president before. Shut up and get the fuck out. You've never been president before. I've been president, so get out. Your opinion doesn't matter. Who cares what you think? You can't. That shit's bullshit. It's BS. And it's a cheap debating tactic. If you really had to debate somebody, you would get beat silly doing that. Because someone would just turn around and say, "Have you ever been wrong before?" Yes or no? Have you ever been wrong before? I know you have more experience than me. What's going on, KO? I know you got more experience than me, or I know you've memorized more boxing facts than I have because you go to BoxRec and you have a better short-term memory than I do. But have you ever been wrong before? Well, if they don't answer that question, they lose. Because the answer obviously is yes, you've been wrong before. So since you've been wrong before, since you're not a millionaire gambling off of boxing and always right about who wins, then explain to me why you think what you think. And if you don't agree, and I'll explain to you why I think. And you have to keep if you disagree with me, you got to explain why that you actually disagree with what I said. And it cannot be because I'm stupid. That's how little kids argue. That's how little kids talk. Well, I think the answer, I think 2 + 2 is 4. Well, that's just because you're stupid. What? Well, why am I wrong? Because you're stupid. Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever done, you think 2 + 2 is 4? Have you ever written a dissertation in math before? No. Well, then shut up. You're stupid. Get out of the building. And never have a conversation about whether or not 2 + 2 is 4. I hate that corny shit, man. And same thing about these cats trying to crap on Anthony Joshua. I can crap on Anthony Joshua without insulting him. I'll just go through it. He ducked $80 million fight. He asked for $50 million. He got guaranteed $80 million up front with a cut of the upside, with a 50-50 split of the upside, and he didn't take the fight. I can point to you what's going on, Betrayus Bates. I can point to you where he said it. I can also cite numerous people that said they saw the agreement. He said that he didn't say he saw it, and he didn't take it. So I think he's a fraud. That's why. Not because, Anthony Joshua, I say Anthony Joshua's a fraud. Well, Fanon, why do you think Anthony Joshua's a fraud? Because you're stupid. Because you don't know anything. Name for me the last 15 fighters that Archie Moore fought in his career. If you can't tell me the last 15 fighters that Archie Moore fought in his career, then you don't know shit about boxing, and you can't tell me whether or not Anthony Joshua is a fraud or not, because you can't answer a question that's completely unrelated and as irrelevant to the subject in hand. Eric Jenkins said, excuses are tools of an idiot. There's another saying with that, Eric. Excuses are tools of incompetence used by men to build monuments of nothing. Excuses are tools of incompetence used by men to build monuments of nothing. Mr. Kiki MacD said, no, it's channels like that are bad for boxing because you ain't got one clue between the eyes. No, it's no, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Oh, don't delete it. No, it's channels like that, like Tigat, the fuck you talking about, that are bad fire boxing because you ain't get one clue between the eyes. Hey, man, slow down and tight, dude. Now, do you really think that we don't have any clue? That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You say, no, you guys are bad because you're dumb. That's what you just did. You did the exact same thing I just laid out. You say, no, you guys are bad for boxing because you're dumb. You're bad for boxing because you got a booger in your nose. You fucking kid shit. Bad for boxing because of what? Because people are taking their own time to talk about the sport of boxing? What about it? Because we don't why? Because I think AJ's a fraud, and I think it's bad that you guys are they're trying to milk the fans for 2 more years. 2 more years. So that they can do what because of Mayweather Pacquiao? Fuck up out of here, man. I don't like you. Stupid. US has NBA, NLB, NHL, NFL, UFC. You got a whole bunch of stuff, man. But I was just gonna go off on this for a little while, man. Talk, then you're an idiot, and wrenches slap, hurt, trust. Hey, dude. Yeah, and that's why you get slapped. You get slapped for that. Because people don't really do that, man. We're not really doing it. And yes, I don't even usually do my live streams in this tone where I'm just like sick of it. But I'm at this point in time today, I'm sick of it. Anthony Joshua's a fraud. And at a certain point in time, you got to call the truth. You got to call it like you see it. He's a fraud. He's sitting there trying to tear down another guy's fight. He goes out of his way to insult Tyson Fury and say Tyson Fury only wants to fight for money just so he can talk shit. But he has a chance to win, and then if he wins, he's just trying to get himself into a better positioning and when he bargains with me. Dude, if Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder and went back to the UK, you're the B-side. Okay? You're the B-side. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what they do all the time. About the boxing scene article where he says that he wants him next. Yeah, he wanted him next last time. He's a fraud, Decane Dibs. I'm going to say he wanted him last time. But then what's it going to be? Deontay Wilder has a bigger fight in the United States than AJ has in the United Kingdom. But then Anthony Joshua is going to claim he's the A side, and he wants Deontay Wilder to come and earn half the money to fight him in his own hometown, in AJ's hometown, because AJ's scared of what the refs will do. And all that funny business in the States. I mean, yeah, he says that, man. If he wanted the fight, he would have made it. That's the other thing about being an A side. If you're an A side, then you have the ability to make sure the fight happens. Because if you're such a financial king, and you're so lucrative, and you're really, there for your fans, then pay the money and make a deal that's fair to make the guy want to come fight you there. Don't make an offer that the guy you're fighting, there's a significant chance that he'll turn down. He made an offer hoping it got turned down, but trying to save face at the same time. Isn't he the one that said, oh, I'm going to come to the United States and I'll come to the United States and I'm going to sign the contract. I signed the contract. But then we find out that he don't even sign his own contracts. I mean, God dog, man, how much more of a fraud can you be? You say that you're going to sign the contract. AJ's going to sign the contract. But then we find out that AJ can't even sign his own contracts. That Eddie Hearns signs his contracts. Now, you could say, well, that's just how business goes. Okay, that's how business goes. But look, here's the thing. This dude is already on record of being a fraud, saying things that aren't true and having people not believe him. So why would you just compound it again with saying something else that's not true? You're not going to sign the contract. If you're not going to sign the contract, then say Eddie's going to sign the contract. Hey, man, UGC Sniper, appreciate that, man. Much love in the super chat. And also, thanks, man, Dark Truth, for telling me about the super chat. Sorry, I went off for a second. Content on point. Salute for Nana Don. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. We're going to make it work, too, man. Hey, what's going on, Felix Nunez? How you feeling, man? I'm feeling good today, man. You can't cheat if you get knocked out. Exactly. Thanks, Bracy One. I'm sorry. Thanks, Bracy One, for telling me about that, about the super chat, man. The King, what's going, man? Say, for now, Wilder going to do the Clubber Lang on them cats, man. He's got more. I'll tell you this, the King. He's got more experience than both of them. He's the longest reigning heavyweight champion. He is the most experienced heavyweight champion. He's got the most title defenses. He's got the most title defenses at heavyweight. He's got the most knockouts at heavyweight. He's got the highest knockout percentage at heavyweight. But for some reason, he fights in the biggest money market in the world. He's going out of his way trying to make the fight. You got Anthony Joshua saying he was going to freeze him out. But somehow these morons try to disrespect him. The fact of the matter is you can go back to he didn't want to fight Vladimir Klitschko back in 2015. You know what that tells you? He's been a champion since 2015. He's been a champion for several years now. And he ain't lost yet. And he fights on the regular. It's not like he's Keith Thurman taking a fight, going into retirement with his belts. He fights twice a year. Regularly see this guy fighting. He's done more in boxing than Anthony Joshua has. But and then they try to break up how much the dude gets paid based on the number of belts that he has. Well, he deserves 3 times as much because he has 3 more belts. He has the IBO, he has the IBO. Fuck up out of here, man. Anyway, man, these dudes get on my nerves, man. They get on my nerves. Facts. Sophia is the best belt, and Deontay Wilder owns her. Yep. General Squirrel said they should leave AJ alone. He doesn't want to get knocked out. See that? But that's the thing, General Squirrels. People went on ahead. Another AJ troll and Stan in here. Peace, Fanon. Got ahead to work. You're my favorite channel. Peace, bro. Appreciate you, Tim Cross. I forgot my line of reasoning, man. God, dog. What was my thing? Oh, I forgot it, man. Why? FSW Neil, the one? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I called him that. I called him a crook and a liar. I don't have to call him the R word. I just go to what I know because I don't know whether he is that or not. But I know he's a liar. And I know he's milking boxing fans over there in Ukraine crazy. I know that. Fanon, love your channel. You speak the truth, bro. Facts with better conversation. Josh was a fraud champion, just like Tickets. Hold on, man. Don't say Ticket TV's a fraud. We can't do that, man. Ticket TV is good people, man. I like Ticket TV. We can't do it. I got to delete the message. I'm not going to delete you, but I got a rep from my man, Ticket TV. Ticket TV is good people. I'm getting that out of there. I like Ticket TV, man. M. Greg, he is in the wrong profession if he's worried about getting knocked out. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Oh, One Way Rizzo said Joshua wants Ali status without Ali risk. Oh, he'll never get Ali status. He might as well set his. If he's trying to get Ali, no, you don't know that. UK here, and we feel we have great value and great fights and belts. A fifth of the price per AJ versus some USK. Are you fucking Ali G? You don't know what you're talking about, dude. First of all, you get shit fights on pay-per-view. If you can feel all you want, but let me tell you this. I know I see all the UK fights. I see them all. And I pay way less money for boxing than you pay. If you are a real boxing fan, and I'm not going to say if you're a real boxing fan, if you are really watching the fights in the UK, all the fights in the UK that you can watch, you might pay 3 times as much per year in boxing. Because yes, our individual pay-per-views do cost more. But how many pay-per-views are we going to have this year? Our pay-per-view, we're going to have Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, and we're going to have Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Those are the only pay-per-views we get this year. 2. We're not paying pay-per-view we don't have to pay pay-per-view for Dillian White versus Joseph Parker. What's going on, Keely Smith? Much love in the super chat. We don't have to pay for that crap. Ain't nobody paying for that. We know what kind of fights we get. We'll get fights like we could get Gervonta Davis versus Jose Pedraza for free. You guys will pay for that. All your fights that you guys get, we get for free. I went with Conor McGregor with McGregor Boxing Stars, dude. I talked to him. He spends $1,600 US per year for a fight. Riker Park was pay-per-view because no, it's crap. Get the fuck, dude. You're suckered. You are getting suckered. I saw White Parker and all that other crap. I didn't pay for it. They're not putting that crap over there at pay-per-view over here. Ain't no way. Dude, we got Crawford. We get Crawford Horn. We got, first of all, the United States has way better. Oh, is he paying? Oh, you trolling? I hope he trolling. If you trolling, let me know you're trolling. And I won't have to call you some names, dog. But on the real, you're getting pimped, dude. That's a trap. Every fight. What other fight was good on that, dog? He's trolling? Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Thanks. What Jason Thompson, man, much love in the super chat. What up for 9? I'm late. Did you see Joshua said negotiating with Wilder is difficult? Yeah, because he won't bend over. What's good? McGregor Boxing Stars just talked you up. White Parker was a pay-per-view show in terms of the fights. It isn't here. Before Hearns and Hearns got slated for it. Oh, I'm saying. In retrospective, but beforehand, the Hearns got slated for it. Man, on the real, that's not McGregor. That is not. Oh, it was not a pay-per-view. It's for UK standards. That is not a pay-per-view over here, man. There's no way we're gonna pay-per-view a guy coming off of a loss and a guy that never held a belt. It can't happen. Fernando was good, man. Santino's Boxing UK, the UK pay. Dang, it's going kind of quick, man. Fernando, the UK have to pay for more fights because the population is much, much less than the US, and they have to be able to pay the fighters something. Hey, man, whatever the justification for it is, the UK fighters were getting paid before they started doing all that, though. You know, they were getting paid before they started doing all that. But if they have to pay, they got to pay. That still don't matter. It still don't mean you're not getting beat. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just not like that, man. Let me back up. I'm sorry. Everybody wants Money Mayweather effect, but everybody forgets about Pretty Boy Floyd. He earned his stripes. One king, no doubt about it. That shit won't make it on bounce, my G. No, it wouldn't. Not that fight. They would fight that would be aired. I mean, it's a good fight. It should be on ESPN. Should be on Showtime. Should be in HBO. I mean, it is that level of fight. But, you know, to have to pay $20 to see it on top of your subscription, Sky Sports just needs to come up off more money for the fights. You know? But they're not trying to do that, so they get you. But it's not my job to make money for the fighters, man. Nah, he was never being disrespectful, Roger Brodnick. No, not at all. Did he get this? He didn't get. I don't think he got silenced. But hey, man, Jason Thompson, let me talk about you, man. Much love in the super chat. He said, "What's up, Fanon? I'm late. Did you see Joshua saying negotiating with Wilder is difficult?" I didn't hear him saying that negotiating with him was difficult, but I don't see how he could say that, seeing as he just asked for $50 million and the dude turned around and gave it to him. If that's difficult negotiating, God dog, can somebody be difficult with me? Yeah, I would like more. I would like 5 times more money than I think you got to pay me. Yeah, I want $10,000 an hour. I want $10,000 an hour for 10 hours to read your contract. Yeah, you give it to me, and I'll read it right away. And the cat come up with the money. God, dog, you asked for more than you ever thought you'd get, more money than you ever made, and you think that that's difficult negotiating with? What? Not more. You ask for it and get it. And I'm not even tripping on if it was more money than he ever made, because Anthony Joshua fought Deontay Wilder. He should get more money than he ever made. That would be the biggest fight that he'd ever been in. So he deserves to get paid more money. But God dog, you ask for a certain amount of money, they give it to you, and you don't take it and turn around and say the other guy is difficult? Yeah, all right. Oh. Hey, Mr. Kiki McD, will you stop lying? Will you stop lying? And who cares? Number one, who cares? 40 fights, 21 of them unranked. Only 2. Who cares? What does that have to do with Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder? What does that have to do with it? He's the WBC champion. What does that have to do with it? Nothing. What was Charles Martin's record? Anthony Joshua fought Charles Martin, didn't he? Did Charles Martin have the record that Deontay Wilder has? He fought him, didn't he? He fought Eric Molina. Did Eric Molina have the record that Deontay Wilder does? Did Eric Molina ever hold a championship belt? Did Dillian White have the record that Deontay Wilder had? He fought him. Did Carlos Takam have the same record, have as good a record as Deontay Wilder had? He fought him. He fought a whole bunch of people that don't have the records that Deontay Wilder has. So why won't he fight Deontay Wilder? All you're doing is making an argument that makes Anthony Joshua look like more of a punk. Because if this, you have to be insinuating that Wilder's a joke. If he's a joke, then why didn't he fight him then? If he's a joke, why didn't he come over to the United States and whoop that joke and knock that joke out? What about it? Why don't he fight him? Oh, it's cool. Oh, it doesn't matter who it is. So what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua gets to do what Anthony Joshua wants to. He's the A side. Come on, man. If everything you said about Deontay Wilder is true, all that means is that Anthony Joshua is a bigger punk for not taking $80 million to fight him. Because if Deontay Wilder's a joke, then why didn't he take the money and knock him out? Huh? I'll answer the question for you. Because he knows Deontay Wilder's not a joke. He knows it. Eddie Hearn knows it. Tyson Fury knows it. Every heavyweight boxer, every active heavyweight boxer in the world knows it. The 40 dudes that he put flat on their face knows it. But for some reason, you think that Deontay Wilder is a joke. So therefore what? Come on, man. If Deontay Wilder's a joke, then Anthony Joshua is a double punk. You'd be better off saying that Deontay Wilder has too much experience. He's too hard a hitter. Anthony Joshua only has 20 fights. He needs more experience to fight Deontay Wilder. Because then at least that's a reasonable excuse. But you go the other way and make a dumb argument that Cruz said because he's a pussy for 9. That's why. Yeah, pretty much. You make the dumb argument, which is that Deontay Wilder's never done anything. So therefore, why should Anthony Joshua fight him? He's the WBC champion. That's why. Unless they made up that belt, unless Mauricio Suleiman is lying, Deontay Wilder is an 8-time defending WBC undefeated heavyweight champion. And he's higher rated than anybody else that Anthony Joshua can fight. Do you know who the highest rated person? Let me rephrase this. Do you know who the highest rated person that Anthony Joshua can fight right now is? Deontay Wilder. He is the only other heavyweight champion. So you don't think he should fight him? You think your boy can't win. And you're delusional. You don't think your boy can win. Just be honest. Then people can respect that. But nobody's going to go with that. Nobody's going with that nonsense, dog. Nobody's going to believe that nonsense. Dude, that's a terrible joke, Ali G. We're not in the United States, man. I mean, we're not in the UK. Wilder has more bums than Hugh Hefner does not just reads like, we don't say bum as in your backside, okay? Oh, that's not good, man. You gotta regionalize your stuff, man. Alex Santos said AJ biggest ussy in boxing history. AJ makes Riddick Bowe look like a lion. He does. AJ fought Charles Martin and Joseph Parker because he believed he could beat him. He doesn't believe he can beat Wilder. That's pretty much what it is. That's the only logical explanation for it, man. Why would you not take $50 million up front? It's $80 million. It's $80 million because if there's a rematch clause in it, he gets $30 million. So it was $80 million in guaranteed money in that thing. Just ridiculous. If he's a troll, then just throw him out. If you meant he was just trolling, like he didn't believe what he was saying, that's different. But dude, Ali G, you got to get out of here, man. I've never seen more blatant duck in the his other than Mystery Thurman. Nah, Thurman wasn't even that blatant, man. This is just ridiculous. But look, Ohio runs boxes said AJ never called out Wilder. Wilder called him out. Exactly. Never wanted it. And he was ranked by the WBC to boot. He could have fought Deontay Wilder and took Deontay Wilder's belt. It was he was highest ranked in the WBC. But once Tyson Fury got on that nose candy and all those belts got spread out, he's like, oh, we'll take this route. We'll take this route. And in the end, he's going to lose because of it. Luis A. Torres between Fury and Wilder. I'm going to go with Wilder right now because he's more active. And he's more active. But, man, I think it could be a difficult fight. Tyson Fury is a really good fighter. People keep telling me that. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, man. If Don, what's up, brother? You still doing it big? Can't wait till next weekend. I don't even know who I'm taking, but I want to see Garcia fight Spence so Spence can whoop him into retirement. Hey, that would be a fun fight, man. I would love to see that. I've taken a Garcia to win. Who the heck is Keith Thurman? I haven't heard it from him in anything. Yeah, dude winning the retirement. Yeah, Santino's boxing, no doubt about it. But look, man, I got to roll. I've been on here about an hour and 10. I try to keep it around an hour and 15, man. I appreciate you guys all coming to the channel. I am going to release a little bit of a rant video, so check it out. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Legendary Top Cat said Thurman did duck, but he came out and said he's not ready for the fight. Yeah, that's honesty, man. You know what it is? Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyway, Guys Boxing Corner said Dimly Seth Garcia versus Spence is fire. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. But look, man, I appreciate everybody coming. I'll check you guys out more. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to be back on Monday. And with that, I'm out. Peace.